Imagine you have to write a thesis on the effects of carbon dioxide on rats. Seems easy, right? But there's a catch. You don't have internet access, a laptop, or a phone to help with your research. All you have is an access to a limited number of books at home and at the school library. It may look unreal, but that's the situation thousands of people around the world find themselves in. That reality is called digital divide. Digital divide is the economic, educational, and social inequalities between those who have computers and online access and those who do not. It's not necessarily limited to internet speed. The difference can be as simple as having a slower, poorer internet connections than others, or as big as having no access to any ICT or information and communications technologies. Digital divide can have harmful implications not just in the society, but also in education. This is Nikki and Jay. Nikki comes from a simple family who experienced the additional digital divide. In a conventional sense, Nikki's family cannot afford to have their own internet connection. While they do own a computer, it is mainly used for typing and calculation, not so much research. While Jay is from a well-off family, his case is a little different. He's part of the new digital divide, where the problem isn't lack of access to technology, but the lack of information on how to use social networks for the benefit of learning instead. This means that while Jay does have a home computer, he doesn't have connection to the right people, or correct information that could aid him in doing an assignment. Their story is not one in a million. Out of the 7.5 billion world population, only 4 billion people have access to the internet. In the Philippines, only 63% or roughly 67 million people have access to the internet. And the internet they do have access to isn't all that great. The average internet speed is 15.2 Mbps, while the average worldwide is 40.7. But this is nothing compared to Singapore's speed of 161.2 Mbps. This growing gap between netizens and citizens is a result of the uneven development of countries, as well as certain unfortunate dispositions. The worldwide digital divide can be attributed to slow development and lack of resources of such countries that they cannot provide sufficient internet connection. However, a household may be experiencing digital divide due to the low family income. When a family is living from meal to meal, getting a strong internet connection is at the top of their priority. Geography also has a role to play. Rural areas have less access to ICT, since it may be harder to get these resources to their area. And when you consider that 55.71% of the country's population reside in rural areas, this puts thousands of Filipino students at a disadvantage. Digital divide in education wasn't always a problem. Books used to be the main basis of education. Then, the sudden boom in technology changed the way we ran the education system. Around 93% of students search online rather than go to the library, while 8 out of 10 educators report using multimedia in classes. 90% of faculty utilize social media for announcements. And it's not all bad. Education can help enhance a student's learning and makes lessons more engaging. YouTube videos and online tutorials also provide added information for students. Being literate is essential to one's career, to self-guided learning, to political participation, and to internet usage. Obviously, the support that ICT provides education could play a key role in the development of students and the economic growth of the country. The Department of Science and Technology has already developed the Philippine Digital Strategy that has a vision of a digitally empowered, innovative, globally competitive, and prosperous society where everyone has reliable, affordable, and secure information access in the Philippines. It may be a few years before we see the whole country connecting online, but it's a small start.